Hey guys, I'm going to show you an extremely good technical analysis technique to get you an understanding of exactly where we are in the crypto cycle. So to do that, we're going to take a zoom out. We're already on the 4 hour. Again, in this market, you have to keep context in mind. I've drawn this trend line from the very top. We hit this slump here, we broke above it, and like I always say, if you're in my Discord, I always say watch for the retest. Watch what's happening in this area. I was expecting this to be a breakout, but this was a fake out. And what our indicator down here, Wolfpack, is telling us is there's a red X here. You see bear flags coming up strong. We have bearish divergence and a red X. We also have a trend line break, this second bar from the top with the red and green squares. A little more so you can see this. Trendline break came in right here. This indicator has detected a break just from this peak right there. As soon as we crossed under, that exact moment was the moment to bail out of this. We saw, this is some pretty gross price action, and the whales were definitely doing their part to keep price down below this level, causing this crash. We've reached this level again, and boom, we rejected off of that. I had this trend line drawn in for the last week. I'm not surprised we rejected off of this. I think I'll tell you the range that I think that we're going to stay in. So we can't just go up to the 12-hour chart. We actually have to go far above that. And I want to show one more thing just to show why we had this massive crash come in here. We had the red X come in, and everything was telling us to sell right in this area. And look, we all want to make money in this market. I want to make money trading crypto. This is an extremely good technique that I've spotted, and it comes up time and time again on the higher time frames. On the lower time frames, maybe not so much. A lot of the professional traders who are really using these kinds of techniques trade on higher time frames. This is what I'm looking at. I see that the Bollinger Band is red and orange. It's warning us in this area. We're getting a strong sell signal, this really big red dot here, the red X. And then we have this one last peak, creeping up. And I think a lot of newbie traders were putting in their crypto at this point, and this was the point where the big guys dumped. They just dumped all their bags. And I call this peak up here the FOMO peak. This is the FOMO peak that you can see on the macro time frame. So this was the moment to sell right here when we see the acceleration wave coming down here. This yellow wave. So a FOMO peak, the way that I define it is we have a really strong sell signal, and we have all these waves coming down. You can see these divergences coming in. A huge peak here, smaller one, smaller one, smaller one. And we can really tell, due to all this divergence, we're going to slam down really hard sometime soon. So it looks like everything's fine here, but we're actually disagreeing with the indicator. We're disagreeing with this red X right here. We break above this here, and boom, that's all we needed, because we really were craving a correction at that point. So that's what I call a FOMO peak. All of the novice investors will throw their money in here thinking we're going to go parabolic, but the market has been going up and up and up and up, and eventually this is going to level off and start coming back down. And this is exactly what this is predicting. We have these really high peaks up here, a lot of momentum, and then they start slowing down, and this is our correction right here. Now, I'm going to code this into the indicator. I'm almost done the FOMO peak code for this. I'm just running a little bit more tests, but we can scroll back and see a lot more of these FOMO peaks. For example, right here we have these really big peaks, and then here they're coming down, and then this one goes way above it, and then boom, this was look at this crash. Look at this correction coming right there. Now this happens all the time, all the time. You can look at it here. We have this downwards triangle here, and then we keep going up above, and then boom, on the 12-hour chart, this correction was massive all the way from 58,000, and we came all the way down to 43,000. I mean, what a correction on a FOMO peak. Now, that's exactly the technique that I want to be showing you, but there's actually one more thing, one more important thing I want to show you, and I just want to zoom out. You can't even see it on the 12-hour chart. You can't. I'm going to go to the daily chart now, and we still can't even really see it without zooming out really far. So let's go to the 3-day chart and look at the daily chart. We've had all of these green emeralds coming in, and then we have, boom, that strong buy signal right here. So this again is almost like the reverse of the FOMO peak, because we have all these golden crosses coming in, the bullish divergence is coming in, and then we come down one more time right here, and this bullish candle, this was it's the reverse of a FOMO peak. I don't even have an official term for it yet, but as you can tell, this too, represented by the strong buy signal, was the start of this incredible bullish month that we had throughout like pretty much all of August. All right, so let's zoom out even further to get an even better understanding of the market that we're actually going to be going into. Now, from this perspective, this exact peak right here, represented by that strong sell signal, this peak right here on the 3-day chart. Now, this is telling us a lot about the market conditions. These waves were really coming down, so we were due for this big correction again on the 3-day chart. We had one more pump up, and the wave didn't even go like bright green, right? The acceleration wave started coming up. We were about to change over, and then we course corrected downwards, which we were very overdue. Now, there are certain signals that work extremely well on lower time frames. One of them that works unbelievably well on higher time frames are the bull flags. Take a look at this. I can scroll all the way back before we're at if I go all the way back to last August, over a year ago, we were at 9,000. We got this bull flag, this weak bull flag. This was the first one. We had these let's just go take a look at this here. We had these bear flags, and actually we had some pink RSIs which are show overbought, but then we have this bull flag, and look, there's not even another bull flag, another one here, and then right at the peak, right at the exact peak on the 3-day chart. Look, these bull flags work amazing on higher time frames. Now we're getting the bear flags coming in, and look what happened. We went sideways for a little bit, and we had one of the biggest crashes that Bitcoin has ever seen, and that is unsurprising. And then look, the first bull flag comes in here, and we go all the way up, and then there it is. This faint little weaker bull flag, they're still significant. All the even if it's faint, right here, right near the very top. And now we're starting to come down. So not surprising. Look at this strong sell signal on the 3-day chart. So I'm still expecting more of a correction, but I'm going to show you exactly where I think we're going to land. This is something that I noticed. Now, I guarantee in the coming weeks, months, etc., if you're subscribed to other crypto YouTube channels, they're going to be talking about this, but I'm going to try to be the first one to point this out. We've got actually the beginning of one of the biggest cone formations that you could find. Now, this is just a rough, I'm trying to get it perfect here, but this is our support, and actually, I've been looking at this. If we draw from this peak, that's actually a straight line from right there. Look how perfect that is. That is some strong resistance. It's actually not even Not even a coincidence that that point is the one that we rejected at. Now, that's why I think we're going to come down to this teal line at least one more time, and we're going to see exactly. But as soon as we break out of one of these sides, and we hopefully we're, like I say, always try to wait for that retest or set your stop loss at these levels. That is where I'm loading up my bags, because this 3-day chart goes back a year ago, and you better bet that this is going to be the moment that once we come down here, wherever it is, 35K, a lot of people are calling for 30K. If we're at 30K, that's too low. We can't afford to touch this line. We might come out and expect maybe some people will get liquidated. We might come down right there, but if the 3-day closes within this triangle, we're still good. If we're outside of it, if we're below it, that's the end of the bull cycle, guys. That I'm calling it. I know you hear that so frequently on crypto YouTubes, but this is it, guys. I've tried my best to offer my support with all my members, and this is what the pinnacle it's going to come to. And I'll just show you where approximately where this closes. This closes in February, right? So we've got the entire October, November, and I believe we won't even wait until it closes. We're going to be making a move before that, probably late November, early December. I would expect for it to break out in this area, and you guys can come back and take a look, and go back and watch my previous videos, because I've called these shots time and time again. Not trying to get cocky, but this is what I see, and it's not investment advice, but this is the best that I think that we have to go off. So again, there might be one more way we could potentially draw our trend line from here, right? There might be some slight variations. So just look at this, think about this as a tiny little area. You can also draw it from the very peak as well, if that's what you want here. So just think about this as like an area. I should shade this in, actually. Shade this in and really think about these as like really, really strong support and resistance areas in the coming weeks and months. And fully expect us to end up in these zones and for strong pivots. If you want to maximize your trades, wait until we're in this area, head over to the alt charts and expect for an explosion if you want your profits to succeed. So that's my, I guess it's not investment advice, but that's all I have to say. And if you guys haven't been familiar with Wolfpack Pro yet, there is Wolfpack Pro 2. You can see it faded out here. I am currently it's in development. You can head over to my website, wolfpackprofessional.com. Let's just load it up here, and you guys can take a look at it from there. And if you purchase a month or two subscription, you can always upgrade to lifetime, and that month or two will go directly towards your lifetime purchase. I also have some signals on my Patreon, which is going to be linked down below. Feel free to head over there, take a look, and subscribe to the channel if you want to support me make more content like this, because I love helping this community grow. I love helping your guys' finances grow. We're all, again, in this together, trying to make money together in the crypto market. All right, so that's all for the video. Take care, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.